here is sick of toggle switches. These stupid things right here. These suckers are a pain in the butt to build. Look at all this wiring.
Went to start with. Oh, oh, come on.
Jumper cables, they break when things hit it. They always turn off when the seatbelts hit them because they're in my center console down low.
And nothing.
Just a nightmare. And then you got to buy like, what, 15 of them at 10, 11, 12 bucks a pop. You're at a couple $100 just in these little plastic toggle switches, thousands of dollars in wire clips, thousands of dollars in somebody to do the job for you if you don't know how to do this fiasco.
Input.
Ow! Well, I have the solution for you. Check this out. Bam! Check out what Auxbeam sent me. The old 8-gang multifunction switch panel. They're like, hey, you big dummy, what's with all those stupid rocker switches that are always consistently breaking in your car? They're like 12 bucks a piece. You have 10, 15, 20 of them throughout your rig. That's hundreds of dollars in freaking dumb rocker switches. Pain in the butt. They said, this is what you need. So they hooked it up. They sent it out. Thank you, Auxbeam. This is going to go awesome in the old Canam. So let's dive into this thing. Check out what it's all about. All right, so getting into the Auxbeam switch panel, it's the RGB 8-gang multifunction. Stands for red, green, and blue, which are the colors of the switches. Everything comes in this kit. It is so simple. It is so easy. And man, I tell you, compared to the rocker switches, what a clean kit this is. All right, so it has the motherboard, allows up to, again, 8 accessories. So you could run 2 pods on one, only tying up one 5-amp fuse. You can run 4 on maybe, say, a 10-amp fuse. So you could run 4 pods on a 10-amp fuse, maybe a 20-amp fuse, but you could utilize 4 lights to one application on the switch panel. So you got your motherboard, you got your slim, sleek control module there. That all ties in with your red and ground power cables to a 60-amp circuit breaker. It comes with all the necessary cables. I added this one in so I could attach it to a battery to show you guys. But it comes with an accessory power cable, which again, I have tied to the battery. So again, I can show you guys. It comes with a bunch of nice stickers that you can utilize to put on the front of that 8-switch panel. It comes with the accessories for fuses, a cover for the fuse, a nice booklet that just includes everything needed. You're going to download an app, and within the app, you could change colors, you could change flashing points, dim it, make it brighter in the daylight. There's so much to do in the app. I feel like I'm going to have to take a class on this one for sure. But that's pretty much everything that comes with this kit. It is very, again, self-explanatory, very easy. So I have the power cables wired up. I wired in 2 LED lights. I have, again, the power cable going to my circuit breaker, positive going to the battery, negative going just straight to the battery, and then my accessory going to the battery as well. And then this cable goes to the panel, or to the actual switchboard itself. That's just the cover that goes over that. So with further ado, I'm just going to close this circuit. And now that has clicked on. You just hit it. That's the first light. Hit the second one. That's the second light. Say a car's coming towards you head on, or the po-po. Bam! You could just shut those off immediately. And then after they pass, you could turn them back on without having to hit each single button themselves. That is an awesome feature. Power this sucker off. This is how nice this 60-amp circuit, or this fuse is. Bam. Now everything's completely shut off. There's no power to this at all. All right, so just to reiterate of how to install this. So say you got your lights that you want to install. You're going to run the wires to wherever you have this mounted. Wherever you have this mounted in the car. You're going to run them up and under, and then go to a 5-amp circuit for 1, or maybe a 10 amp for 2, or say you had 4 pods, maybe a 10 amp, or if you had 6 to 8 pods, bump it up to a 20 amp. You just got to calculate those amperages. These little guys right here, they're a little 3x3, will suffice on a 5 amp fuse, so plenty. You're going to run those to here. Now to get power to this, you have your power cable, which is included in the kit. So you have a power cable included. You have this 60 amp circuit breaker included. Then you have a second power cable included that goes to your power source. You then have the negative here that's included. It goes all the way to the battery, to the negative, or a good ground on the car. You then have a power cable, which is this cable here. And it's got 4 wires that is about 12 feet long, and it goes to this switch panel, your 8 accessory switch panel. And then you have an accessory cord that goes to a constant power or to an accessories power, that when you power the car on, the power will then come to here, but the car has to be at least on in accessory mode. Not started, but on. I might have this with a switch so I can just have power constant to this, or turn it off. I might just, I don't know yet, haven't made my mind up, but there's many ways you guys could run this for your specific application. So again, very, very simple setup. It's got a nice cover for the circuit breaker. Here's some accessory cables to run on your fuse panel that this cable will connect to, your accessories cable will connect to. It's got mounting hardware. It's got nice brackets so you can swivel it, the face of it. You could change colors from red, green, blue, yellow it looks like. All done within the app that you download. Flashing mode, etc. So, pretty awesome. Just to cut that circuit, and that kills power to everything. Close that circuit, and now everything is live. So, I should have just started with the Auxbeam switch right off the bat. Saved me such a headache of rewiring all of this. Look at this fiasco. Oh my God, it looks like spaghetti. Zip tie box. That's not a noodle box, that's a zip tie box. But just so much rewiring and labeling, and it's going to be so much better with the Auxbeam switch. But I mean, I'm talking going underneath the rear of the car, pulling off lights, stripping the whole car. Oh my gosh. All right, day 3 of trying to unwire to rewire this whole car. Oh my God, why didn't I just go with the Auxbeam switch panel in the first place? What a huge mistake that was on my part. Just the toggle switches here get hit with the seatbelts. They turn on, they turn off, they break. These toggle switches suck. Toggle switches over there suck. They break. They're expensive. You know, $10 a toggle switch. And, man, not cool. Wiring continues. Huh, Jess? Some fun stuff?
Yeah, fun stuff, man.
So that's where we got it mounted. The Auxbeam switch so far. And we're just running. I've been putting this sheathing on a lot of the cables here, just a protective sheathing that we got on the old Amazon, this stuff. And then this goes on the negative just to protect it a little bit more. So wiring, what I'm doing for all my wiring on every end is I take my vice grip wire strippers and I just place it right in there and then strip it. Super easy to strip with these guys. These are an amazing tool. Take your wire connector, put it on. So now you have your wire connector on. And then I take these, which are color-coded, red, blue, yellow, your 18 to 22 gauge. Just put that in. And how easy? give it the old squeeze. And bam, now you have that crimped perfect. And now you're going to run the sheathing up and over through here. So just spread this guy. And the wire will pull through it, which I've done here. And the end will get frayed, so you just snip that off with some scissors. So with some good scissors, snip that off. And then put your heat shrink on, and then heat shrink that end. So let's do that. All right, so now that we have that end cut and the heat shrink up, take your heat gun and just heat her up. Takes 30 seconds. And now that's perfectly heat shrunk. So when all is said and done, for every single piece of wire, that is what she'll look like. It just makes everything look so nice and uniform and professional. All right, so far we have the 5150 whips installed in the Auxbeam switch panel. We have front pods hooked up, but that's what it's looking like so far. It looks like a fiasco, but there's a method to the madness. Trust the method. And then it just runs up the center, and then we have the switch already installed in the center here. Super clean. I got the dust cover, snow cover, rain cover on, but this just folds in and we have it drilled through there. And it just is gonna run down the center of the car and through. All right, well, we're gonna call it for tonight. We got the mirror hooked up. We got the light bar hooked up. We got the pods hooked up. We got the 5150 whips hooked up. We have got a lot hooked up so far. We still have the pumper to hook up. I still have USB cables and power to hook up. Rock lights, that's what these are. So rock lights. But look at that. So much cleaner. It doesn't look like it, but way better than before. God, it's so nice. So worth it. God bless. I'm just trying to wire the car, and I can't even work out here without mosquitoes eating me alive. Got the old zapper plugged in. Got the thermocell mosquito repellent plugged in. What is happening? All right, so take an alcohol prep, and I'm just going to prep the area for double-sided sticky tape, and then prep the back of this with alcohol prep pads, and then double-sided sticky tape, and then some screws to go in. And should be money for the rock light controller. All the Auxbeam rock lights, that's what all this extra cable is for from the shorter runs. Just curled up, all zip tied to the wall here. There's the Auxbeam switch panel, the little circuit breaker, 5150 whips, all just tied together perfect. So we finally completed the Auxbeam switch panel install. As you can see, look how much cleaner everything is. When you have certain lengths of wire going right to the perfect spot. Before, I just ran wire and all through the back of the car, thousands of feet, trillions of feet of wiring, but just so much cleaner. All right, so we added the Auxbeam rock lights right there in the corner, just running down. Same in that corner up there. And then I put them on the seats, in front of the seats. There's a bar, and they're just zip tied right there on the front. And so I went ahead and did that on the front. So all the ground will be lit up at the feet. So there's the other one. And again, I just ran the wire up and through and then ran it down the tunnel hall to the back. And then it was the 8. And then we added right there. And I still got to dress up all the wiring and stuff, but there's the one pointing down on the shocks as well. So the Auxbeam rock lights are awesome too, along with the switch. Boom. The electrical is done. It looks like a firework. Look at this. Got the 5150 whips rocking. Got the Auxbeam rock lights. And on the floorboard. We got the Auxbeam switch. We got the TV with front and rear cameras. We got the rock lights underneath there and back there. So it kind of shows two sides to the shocks in the rear. But man, she is lit up, looking good. This switch panel.